And it's welcome to the Mercedes City Commission regular meeting, August 18th, 2026, at 6:30 p.m. And I call this meeting to order. Next, I'll be establishing a quorum, starting with my Commissioner Garcia here.
Rolando Garcia, Place One City Commissioner.
Commissioner Place 2, Armando Garcia, present.
Commissioner Ruben Saldana, Commissioner Place 4, present.
Joe Martinez, Commissioner, Place 3, present.
Oscar Montoya, your mayor, and we have a full commission for a quorum. Next, invocation, Commissioner Saldana, Doc Saldana, if you wouldn't mind, sir, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Rolando Garcia.
Yes. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings you bring us. We ask that you be with each of us today, bring wisdom and consideration to all of our decisions here today, that we may do what is best for the city of Mercedes, and that all that we do may be pleasing in your eye. In Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Commissioner. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Moving on to open forum, we have Mr. David Gutsa. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing us and any citizen to come and talk. There's certain, I'm not going to say they're issues because they're not issues yet, but wherever I go, people always ask me about the city. They always ask me about stuff that I put on Facebook, and I'm just here to tell you what I do put on there and why. I know that the mayor, you have situations that we are working. Right now, there's an issue with a conflict of interest. There's also a disclosure that you didn't do full disclosure. That's another town. We just lost our city manager, which I believe that's on the 20th to accept his resignation. And you're going to talk about the grant writer, whether you're going to hire him or not. There's also the press release by Border concerning the residential issue with the mayor and a conflict of interest because of the full disclosure. But that's another problem with it, would affect the city of Mercedes. Yes.
I'm sorry. This is in reference to what item are you referring to?
Well, actually, I have several items. Now, I did not want to put all of them down because you only give me 5 minutes.
3.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to do it all in 3 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now this audit, forensic audit, that Mr. Gonzalez has bids, and the bids were rigged to make the bids for the best price.
So, Mr. Garza,
This is a Donna forensic audit.
I believe you, sir, but I don't know. I'm just going to warn you, and don't take away his seconds what I'm about to do. But if you're going to talk about employees, I'm not going to allow that to happen here. You can bring a complaint to us here about an
There-
employee, but please don't
There
mention
is
names
no
about employees.
complaint about an employee. I'm just quoting what's on the audit.
But
that
what does
came
the
out.
Donna audit have to do with us?
Because this is the type of person that you would want to hire as a city manager. That's why I'm bringing it to the city. You do not want to hire this guy who makes audits look bad.
Sir, if I
Who-
may, open forum is usually for agenda items that are listed on today's agenda.
When you're going to hire a new city manager, this is not the person that you want. That's why I'm here. The citizens are concerned they're going to hire somebody who has a baggage problem.
So, Mr. Garza, everybody, and you know this, I think you know this well. Everybody has a right to defend themselves, and when you come and talk about people here, and I've never allowed it since the day I got here, not just right now. I don't. But if you want to talk about me, tell lies about me being conflict of interest and all that, knock yourself out. I don't care. but you're not going to talk about my employees. You're not going to talk about anybody here, and we're not hiring anybody yet. Haven't even accepted the resignation yet. So I'm not going to allow you to talk about people like that. You want to introduce an audit to us, no problem, but just don't mention any.
If I
employees.
introduce an audit, Mayor, I'm going to bring the same up. The same thing. Now, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about what the findings are in the audit.
But it has nothing to do with this, sir. We're not hiring anybody right now.
You will.
Okay, but not right now.
My point is, this is the type of person you don't want here.
So again, we're not hiring anybody right now, sir.
Hold on,
So
you-
if you want to talk about one of the items here, please do. If not, please, you're done. I mean, one or the other. We're not hiring anybody right now at all.
Yeah, but on your special meeting, you're going to ask for a company to pick people.
That's correct. And you have more than willing to give those people a call, whoever we hire, and you can tell them all your complaints about somebody that may want to apply for this job here. But right now, we don't have anybody applying. We don't have nothing. We're just having a resignation of a city manager. So, and at the end of the day, please don't mention that. If you want to talk about one of the items differently, that's fine, but we're not talking about any employees here or anything like that.
Okay. Once again, for the record, I'm talking about the audit.
Thank you very much. And for the record, I'm telling you no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, moving on to presentation.
There's nothing, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to consent agenda, I have items A through D.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve consent agenda item A, B, C, and D, and forego the second and final reading of ordinance 2025-39.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mando Garcia. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, management item, present, discuss, consider, possibly take action regarding discussion, possible action to add a position for grant writer to the budget.
Mayor, during our budget meeting, we had several discussions about maybe going in-house for a engineer and other services. One of the things that I think we had discussed during that budget meeting was what it would look like for us to move our grant writer services in-house and have somebody in-house kind of handle those type of duties. I believe that's what was discussed then, but I don't know about, right off the back doing something like that without having some sort of feasible study done. I do think that we need to look at the cost of what it would take to have somebody in-house, but that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing right now until we know what it would cost, what those duties would look like, and what those duties and responsibilities of those position would do in comparison to what we have right now going on. So I think if anything, it's something for us to consider in maybe doing a study and look at the cost analysis between what we have going on right now versus bringing somebody in, Mayor.
Okay, so no action on A and B?
Well,
Is that what?
I
No,
don't
that's
know about
A.
B,
That's A.
but on A, I don't know if that's something that the commission feels. I mean, I'd like to maybe entertain a motion to see if we could do something like that, to at least get a feasible study done to see what it would cost to bring somebody in, what those duties and responsibilities would entail in comparison to what we're paying right now to outsource the grant writing services.
Is that your motion?
Yes, that's a motion.
So tell me that motion again.
Okay, I'm sorry. So the motion is for us to go out for a feasible study to see what a grant writer position would entail, what the cost would be for us to have it in-house, the duties and responsibilities of that position. Again, Mayor, it's not anything like that we're developing the position. It's solely just looking into the cost.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I'm concerned about the word. Will that wording cover that? Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez to authorize a study into what the cost of what it would cost to have a grant writer on staff, what's associated with it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Rolando Garcia. Any more discussion?
I'll just add that I don't, I'll support, looking into that because I don't think there's any harm in doing that. But I don't, I'm happy with who we have as a grant writer right now. But let's, we can always look at what it costs us to do that, what it brings in to do that, and compare that to a single position in the city.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item B, discussion possible action to add a position for engineer to the budget.
Mr. Mayor, that was my, I requested that this item be added to the agenda at our last meeting. I don't really have any action items that I want to put forward on this. The reason that because I think we can do it without formal action on the part of the commission, but we're spending a lot of money on engineering, on consulting engineers, and we, beyond just construction projects and building projects and all of that, we also have a lot of demands for things that an engineer would have good expertise to help us with in parks, in public works, in other places like that. So, we spent so far this year, from what I understand, $176,000 on consulting engineers. I'm told that we can probably hire one for about 80 to 90. That's not going to eliminate the demand for consulting engineering, I don't think, but it would at least give us somebody that is full-time, dedicated to the city, and quote unquote on our side. What some of the discomfort I have is engineers that are consulting engineers on Monday and then putting in bids for jobs on Tuesday. And so, well, exactly who are they loyal to? And I'm not suggesting that there's loyalty issues there, but you got to make money. And so I'd rather somebody be on the payroll and responsive to us and the city and the city manager than otherwise. And so, we're in the middle of a budget right now. Things are kind of hectic. And aside from, some of the transition issues that we're dealing with as well. So my suggestion is that we look at this once we get through this budget and maybe plan for it in the next budget cycle with a little more time and thought going into it, whether we do a PE or whether we just get someone with an engineering background and where do we place them and all that. And that gives us a little time to really think through it as opposed to just trying to force something through right now and maybe or maybe not be happy with it later. So unless somebody else does, I don't really have any action. I just wanted to share that with everybody else based on research that I did and people I talked to and things like that. I think everything points to us being at a point, given the amount of development we have and the amount of pressure that we've got on our planning department and everything, that would be that would probably be a good step and may even save us some money.
Okay, so for right now, I guess it's going to be similar to the other one. Your action is to instruct what it would look like to do something like that, but you're adding to it after the budget process.
Yeah, I mean, we can look in. My thing is let's get through this current budget and let's get things rolling after October 1st, and then once we have a little time, we can look into
Okay,
that.
so on a legal
Is
issue,
there a motion on?
yeah, that's what
No,
I'm
I don't.
afraid
I
of.
don't have a motion.
So
Does
that
anybody
won't
else?
cause us for a whole year, right? If we make a motion to kill it, does that keep us away from looking at it again?
No,
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody else
think
have a
so.
motion on this?
we just keep the idea alive.
So it'll just die for lack of. All right.
Okay.
I
there's
just
no
wanted to
action.
discuss it publicly.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, item 8C, discussion possible action to select BCBS medical insurance renewal options. Go ahead, ma'am. Doesn't matter to me. I'll bring it back anyway. Do it for fun.
Good evening, Mayor, City Councilman. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you today. The renewal for, which is effective October 1st, 2026 with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, was initially at a 23.3% rate increase. The city's plan currently has 3 high-cost claimants that are listed there that are over 90,000 each, and they're active ongoing claimants. And that's the main driver for the high renewal rate. After negotiations, we were able to lower it to 12.9%. However, if the city moves its current voluntary disability product to Blue Cross, which they offer, you can lower the renewal rate at 9.3%, keeping the deductible and all the plans exactly the same.
Will the cost of the moving it over change any? Is it the same?
So it'd be
What's medical?
the current medical plan that you have now at a 9.3% rate increase. And since you pay for the employee only coverage, that would be a budgetary annual approximate budgetary increase of $78,181.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure I understand how it works. The renewal went up 12 point. You negotiated down to 12.9%, right? And what you're saying is they also offer this other insurance.
It's
That
the
if-
same.
I'm sorry,
It's the same. Oh yeah, offer the voluntary disability
right?
insurance.
Which we have with somebody else.
Correct.
But if we move it over here, it brings the 12.9 to 9.3,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
But what were we paying where it's at as opposed to moving it over here? What is the cost that we're paying where it's at right now?
The rates for the voluntary disability goes by age and salary, but it would be comparable to what they have now.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is, are we getting it cheaper where it's at, paying more over here so that we can save 3%? Or is it the same price?
The
we're paying?
city does not pay for
Oh,
disability.
we don't.
No, sir. It's voluntary. It's the
Oh,
employee that pays
the
100%.
additional one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for my ignorance.
So the other option that was brought up, because you do have a $2,750 deductible for individual, was to possibly lower the deductible to $2,250, which is a 5% decrease for the individual and a $1,500 annual increase for the family. And that would put you back up to 12.1% increase with moving the voluntary disability over
Which is still less than the initial renewal.
of 12.9%, correct?
And we'll be offering a much better deductible to our employees.
Yes.
Lower the
And a lower out-of-pocket maximum. So, like for your high-cost claimants, in January is when you start over on having to meet your deductibles. So you pay your copays to the doctors. Then any major services like diagnostic, inpatient, outpatient services goes toward your deductible. Then you pay 40% coinsurance, and all that goes toward your out-of-pocket max. Currently, your out-of-pocket max is $8,250. That's what an employee has to pay to reach in order for everything else in network to be covered 100%. You'd be lowering that to $6,750, which is $1,500 lower.
And all this for a back up to the 12% increase overall.
Yes, so that would be an annual budget increase of $101,483, and the difference between the two is only $23,302 more a year.
I mean, as long as it's not, I mean, we're going to get increased no matter what because
Yes.
of what we currently have.
Yes, sir.
And this way, we not only, we take care of the increase at at half, but we're giving our employees a better option.
Yes, sir.
What's the will of the court, of the commission?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve Blue Cross Blue Shield with option 2 recommendation with
Second.
a 12.1% increase.
I have a motion
Second.
by Commissioner Garcia, second by Dr. Saldana. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for
Appreciate
your
you.
time.
Yvonne,
Thank you for bringing it down.
saved us a bunch of money.
Ordinance and resolutions, item number 9. Public hearing regarding rezone request for Lot 8, Block 65, Capistrano District Subdivision S 330 by EXCN 185 and then East 470.91. And I will open it up for public hearing at 6:51, and we will open it till 6:53. What's that?
It's another public hearing.
Should I have done them at the same time?
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a different location. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You can come to the podium.
Come on up. Come on. Oh, sorry.
I see it there, but is this going to be from a singles to duals to commercial? Is this going to be, is it residential, is it business? Cause it just says rezoning, but to what?
It's 25.
Cause it wasn't on the agenda as to what.
I don't think the planning lady's here.
Since nobody got up, I just,
Oh, she is. Robert, are you familiar with the hearing we're having right now? Alberto.
Yes, my name is Alvaro de Leon. I'm the building official with the planning department, and this particular property is being rezoned from a newly annexed to a apartment district.
Okay, good. And then you can explain that on the net. We have another one in a little bit. if you don't-
That's the one behind Stable Estates?
No.
Or no? On Mile 1 East?
That's the other one that we have on the agenda. That's the mile one.
That's
This is
that
the
one.
mile 8 and mile 2 west.
8 and 2 West. Okay.
Oh, wait, it is 6:54 p.m. I close this hearing and move to item or same 9A, but consideration and action on first reading of ordinance 2026-20 to rezone Lot 8, Block 65, Capistrano District Division S33X EXCN 185 E 470.91.
Mayor, make a motion, forego the reading.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Garcia Armando. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to item B, public hearing regarding rezone request for Lot 13, Block 101, Campacuas, addition E 355 by South 404.71 BNG AN IRRTR. Mr. Alvaro, again, can you tell us what the rezone is, and then I'll open the hearing.
Yep. This particular property is being rezoned also from newly annexed to, let's see here. It's going to be newly annexed to R2 duplex fourplex residential district.
So I now open the hearing for item B. It is 6:56 p.m. and I will close the hearing at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, 6:59 p.m. Right, it is 6:59 p.m. I close this hearing and move on to consideration and action on first reading of ordinance 2026-21 to rezone Lot 13, Block 101, Capascuas, addition east 355 feet by south 404.71 feet, BNG ANIRRTR.
Mayor, make a motion to approve and forego the first reading of ordinance
All right,
2021.
motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rolando Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 10, A, McAfee Government Crime Insurance Bids and Contracts. I'm sorry, 10, Bids and Contracts. Item A, McAfee Government Crime Insurance.
Good evening. McAfee is our government crime insurance. This is a 3-year contract. Our last term was 2023 to 2026, October 1st. This renewal will be from October 1st, 2026 to October 1st, 2029.
So is it? I'm just curious because I know it just says here, it just has McAfee, but I mean, are we gonna go for it? I mean,
Is there,
we're just
was
trying to
there a rate
confirm it.
increase?
Th-
Are we
No,
gonna
this is
renew
just
automatically?
like an insurance for.
Oh no,
government
but I'm
crime.
saying, are we taking any action tonight? Because the agenda item just reads McAfee Government Crime Insurance, but it doesn't specify where we're looking to renew today or what that is. Just
We're recommending renewal.
With the,
Can you forward me can we do it pursuant to legal? Because I don't think I've reviewed this one.
Okay.
and the only reason I'm saying also, Mayor, is because it just kind of reads McAfee Government Crime Insurance, but there's no discussion or anything
Oh.
like that.
yeah, and I had a question, as far as the rate, because there was no information on here, as far as what we're paying currently, and now that we've been in the policy for 3 years,
It's
is there
by
a renewal?
usage, I
So do we
believe.
make the motion to?
By usage.
Mhm.
Take no action and put it on.
Yeah,
the
we
next
can.
meeting.
So when's the last day of the insurance?
October 1st.
October 1st? Okay, yeah, we can still do a meeting on the next
We have
meeting.
to do it
Okay,
on-
Yes.
let's do that. Let's just table it table it to the next meeting or postpone it to the next meeting. All right, item 10B, discussion possible action, solicit bids for managed print services.
All right.
Finally.
IT in the house.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission. This is just a request. That way we can solicit for bids for a management service. Currently, we have LaserLux. We're on a month-to-month basis at the moment, so I'm just kind of filling the waters out there to see what we can do. Bring down prices, do it an extended contract, doing a 3 to 5 years, depending on pricing.
So we've been on month to month all this time?
We've been on the month-to-month for about 7 months now.
Okay.
And they had the bid, they had the contract previously, or?
They had the contract previously, yes.
Okay.
Make a motion, Mayor, to go ahead and solicit bids for management print services.
A motion by Commissioner Martinez,
Second?
second by Commissioner Armando Garcia. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you. Discussion, possible action, solicit request for proposal qualifications for engineer services. And we have 1 through 13. Looks like all of them are expired with exception of Ambiotech.
So if you're gonna go out for proposals and qualifications, we don't necessarily have to go 1 through 13.
Just do an RFQ.
Open it up all the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and
all
that
together.
was my wish when we met last, was that we sort of
Yeah.
wipe the slate
Mine too.
clean and
Start over again.
start all over with an RFQ. So,
And Mayor, if
Right.
it's, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and if it's possible, just to add on to that, maybe just look at what we need as far as the contract services or the engineering services are concerned. Just specify on each
Well-
one, or I don't know, we could categorize it in that way, right?
Well,
Because everybody specializes in something different, so. I
So,
don't know if
Well-
that's possible.
come on over here, Jonas. Go ahead, Doc, and then I've got something to say. too.
well, along with what I was sort of exploring with regard to a city engineer, we did an RFQ however many years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I guess, and we accepted, a certain number of engineering,
Like a pool.
a pool,
Sure.
but who we actually used became a puddle. So
Yes, sir.
I don't really see why we want to tie down 13 engineering firms if we're only going to use 3. Now, our intent was to spread it around a little bit, but that didn't happen for whatever reason. And so, and this is for another day, Mayor, obviously. I mean, I think for now, all we need to do is RFQ, but it probably would be helpful to take a look at what kind of work we have,
Yes.
how much of it,
There you go.
and what kind it is, so that we can tailor those engineering firms that apply or that submit RFQs, if they're civil, mechanical, if they have expertise in water, wastewater, whatever, so that we have maybe one of each. But I don't know. We didn't use 13, so I just don't see the point in contracting 13 unless unless we absolutely need them. So, that's the only thing that I wanted to kind of mention up front, so that when we do that RFQ and as we're collecting whatever proposals we have, that we may be in the background, let's look at what kind of work we have out there, so that there's some method to how many we select and of what kind.
Sure. And what we can do, Mayor Pro Tem, is we can tailor the RFQ to focus on exactly what services the city needs throughout the, whether it be the fiscal year or the term. And that can be, we can get specific water, wastewater, paving, drainage, material testing. So we can tailor the RFQ, I'm sorry, to get
Specific
to
category.
specific categories.
Okay.
So we can do that when we go out for.
Yeah, well, I think what happened, and right, so you don't want history to repeat itself, right? And the original goal of doing this was to getting either one engineering firm of each type, or get a large firm that can handle multiple things,
Sure.
or hire that one person who manages that for us. And that's where, when we brought, and obviously you weren't here during that time, but that was my goal when I first brought up the idea of I think it was me and Commissioner Martinez at the time, and then you came in on the second side of that, right? Where it really got convoluted. And so I just don't want that to repeat itself. The convoluted came with, well, we needed to add a whole bunch because we didn't know who did what at that point.
Correct.
So you kind of alluded to what I'm saying, but I'm not only tied to, I would say, think about this when you go out the RFQs. I think we need to give you parameters of what those RFQs are.
Yes, sir.
And if the motion is going to be something to the effect of one of each discipline, I don't know how many there are.
Correct.
I would imagine is there a lot of them, or is like 4 or 5 that cover everything? How many parameters how many different types
So
other than civil?
So yeah, I mean, you'll have several. I mean, we probably won't be going off RFQs for electrical. However, in the RFQ, we could also mention that, the engineer have some degree of experience in that. Most of the firms out there, I think, the credible ones, are pretty well rounded and can offer several services: draining, paving, water, wastewater. So I guess it all just depends again on how we word the RFQ. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
We can
about. As
certainly-
opposed to get one of each,
Yeah.
if we can style it in a way where either somebody can cover the gamut,
Yeah.
or we
can.
can do, if there's something that's missing, one of each. But
Yes, sir.
that's what happened here.
Yes,
The
sir.
initial goal was, let's get who can help us. And so what we were told was, well, you can get one of everything. Okay. And
Yeah.
then before we knew it, it was 13 of them.
Yeah. So I mean, it's some cities will do that. They'll have a large pool, of several engineers, and they'll kind of pick. But I see where the council is getting to, where what's the sense in having that big old pool if we're only going to be using a handful of engineers? And what we can do is tailor the RFQ to our needs, and then pick a handful of engineers that we intend to use throughout the year.
And the other thing we have to
throughout
make
the fiscal
clear
year.
that got mixed up here, this original engineering service, how it started again, was for the smaller jobs to have somebody on call. I don't know what they call it. I don't know what we would call it, but at the county they call it an on-call engineer, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm
On a
assuming it's the
monthly
same thing
retainer.
here, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So instead of doing that, say, hey, you're not going to be on call, but you're going to be the guy, right, for something smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct? That's what we're looking at here still? These guys aren't going to come do $1 million
Correct.
project for us.
Correct.
So we need the parameter also to be for a maximum amount of whatever. In other words, we're not looking to hire an engineer to do a $500,000 project.
Sure.
This is to avoid and we all know that if you call an engineer who's not already, if you don't already have a contract with him, you call him on a Saturday, you're going to get three
Oh, yeah.
times as much.
Sure.
So
Yes,
that
sir.
was the goal of this. So I just don't want to lose sight of what the goal was. The goal was to save us money, not to make your life easier.
Yes,
It was to save us money. So I just want to make sure that that's within the parameter. When you all make your motion, that's within the parameters of the RFQ.
Yeah, and
Yes, sir.
the other thing that we, you know, the idea behind having multiple ones too is so that, you know, if you have a developer coming in and throwing plans at you and you got to have somebody to look at that, well, on Friday and then the following Wednesday another guy comes in and throws another set at you, that we got this firm over here looking at these, and we can take the other ones and rotate to the next firm and say, will you look at these? And it's like on a rotation. I don't want to compare it to records at the PD, but you know, it's the same sort of idea.
Yes.
Is you know, you have a list of service providers and you go down the list, you know, and then you start over so that everybody gets a little bit of work, and at the same time none of them can say, oh, I'm too busy to do that. You know, you gave me the last job, I need to finish that one before I can start on this one.
Sure.
And
That's exactly what happened. We had a bunch of subdivisions going up at the same time,
got a
right?
dollar waiting on a dime.
Yeah, we had a
Correct,
bunch of
yes, sir.
subdivisions at the time, and we had one person that was doing them all, and he was way here, she were way behind, and that's also part of the birth of this.
So then, Mayor, would it be recommended that since we're looking at certain engineers in certain fields, to go maybe more than just one, but not an outrageous number? Would it be fair to say 2 or 3 per?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Something of
I
that-
would
that
say
regard?
so. Yeah.
Just to your point,
No,
like
no, and we
We
can
don't need
select
50.
that after we go out for the RFQs, right? We don't
Correct.
have to. Yeah, we can. That's exactly the point I was trying to
Yeah.
make, and we don't have to do it now, but I want to make sure that when you're styling the RFQ, that we don't put ourselves in a pickle where now we got to do 20. You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah. I think,
So
I
if
think- sure.
if we can get the service, if one engineer says I can do all of that, and you have another one says I can do these couple of things or whatever, I don't have a problem with that either, as long
Sure.
as the RFQ allows for that.
Sure, and you know, and as an example, a particular engineering firm can review our subdivisions. They can also do surveys for us. Those are the things that kind of take up the bulk of the tasks that we give to engineers. So the engineers that we choose, we can make sure through the RFQ that they're able to do all of these things. You know, it'll be part of their duties in reviewing subdivisions, providing surveys, things of that nature, and design for anything that may come
Right.
up.
Are these guys billing us by the hour? Or are we paying them a fee per month, or how does that work?
That's what I was going to ask.
Because you know, it's
So we're
I mean, I know some cities just pay you
As is.
know, a retainer of maybe $1,000 a month or something like that, and I don't, with the amount of work we have, I don't know if anyone would agree to do that, but it just depends on the city and the amount of
It
work.
does.
So
It
I'm
does.
curious about it's about what might be more advantageous to us is just to pick one and put them on a retainer, and whatever they can't handle, we can pitch off to another consulting engineer to handle whatever overload. The thing is that we don't want to be going out for RFQs, you know, every time we have a big project and slowing things down. We want someone that's ready to go on notice.
Or if we do go
Sure.
for an RFQ for a big project, he can run that for us. He or
Right,
she.
right.
In order
So,
to do that,
so
sure.
yeah, so
Yes.
so the and this is, as you can tell, we're having a lot of discussion on this because it's real important to us because it hasn't worked.
Yes, sir.
Whatever we are doing doesn't work.
Yes, sir.
All right. And even a hybrid of that, while the doc was talking, I was thinking that's kind of, and I'm going back, it's been years when this started, but again, the question that was brought up back then, do we need an inside engineer? And the reason being was because of the inspections. At the time we had the new stores going up, we had a bunch of little businesses coming up, and so we were holding that back.
Sure.
So I don't know if we can do a hybrid of that where we can hire the actual, like the doc was suggesting, and Joe for that matter, Commissioner Martinez, where we have somebody that does that portion. We go out and that person kind of manages the, without hiring him, if we don't have the money to do it, but we hire him as our in-house engineer on a contingency basis, or what you call it, where we give them
Retainer.
On a retainer.
retainer. Like I
Sure.
just finished doing the attorney where I'm at,
Professional
right?
services. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, professional
So
services.
so they'll charge you whatever. Let's say, you know, I don't know about $1,000, but let's say they charge you $4,000, and they tell you you're gonna get 20 hours
Correct.
a month from me for that, and anything over that goes to this.
It'll be
And
at an
if he
hourly rate.
punts- Yeah, and then if he punts that over to somebody, well, at least we know somebody that's on our side that he's punting it to the right person, right?
They
So
complain
Sure.
not making enough money, then we know we did it right.
Sure.
hopefully we're not confusing the issue. At the end of the day, we need an RFQ. We need to go out on this. I would say that, and I'll leave up to the commissioners of all the discussion, what they want to do as far as the parameters. But I would heavily think about adding in there. I don't know what the thought process is about having somebody on retainer as opposed to a,
We can, Mayor. We can have somebody on retainer. For example, a lot of times we've been paying engineers based on what we submit for review, and they charge an hourly rate. What we can do is we can include in their retainer to review all subdivisions that are coming in. So in other words, whatever subdivision is coming in that needs to be reviewed, let's say we picked a particular engineer for that and we agreed on a retainer, their fee will cover everything that they review in terms of subdivisions.
that is perfect. Now, my
Some
question
cities
to
do that.
you, to attorney, obviously I can't make the motion, but if we go out for RFQ the way it is, would we be able to hire somebody from that pool that we get and negotiate with one of the organizations to be the in-house for a fee? We can look at it then. Okay.
Yes, sir. We can do that. We can style the RFQ.
And maybe we
Tailor
do
it.
one for developments. We do another one for
Yeah.
water and wastewater type issues, and we,
Yeah. I think the development one, whichever one if you want to do it like that, that's fine too. I just want to make sure I make clear. My thing is, I think the one for the development, I think it's important that that person gets used to working with our people, that knows what the decision he or she made yesterday for tomorrow, as opposed to switching them all out. And maybe that person can do, like you're saying, use the other rest of the pool to select from. But at the end of the day, we need to do the RFQ, and then we can decide on
How
that.
we
Is that
wanna-
correct?
right
Marty?
where all the chess pieces fit on the board.
Okay.
To
Sure.
How are they currently structured, their contract right now? Are we paying them monthly?
No.
Going back
No.
to what
No.
he said?
No.
On a as-need basis?
Most of these have not made a nickel off of us.
Okay.
We never, at least not this last year.
Yeah, and the important thing to know is that sometimes when you're trying to save a buck, you end up paying. So if by being at large, we're constantly looking for somebody to do a job for us. They come in, we don't have nothing to compare to. Where if you negotiate and everybody's hungry and they want the job, well, they'll negotiate with us whatever their price is, and they're good, and that's good for the year,
And that,
Yes, sir.
that may be better for us in the long run. Is just to
as
negotiate
opposed to start a new.
monthly rate for all the work we need to do, as opposed to the
Sure.
prevailing hourly rate for engineering services.
So I
Sure,
would
yeah,
think
yeah.
about that
Yes,
after
sir.
we get this RFQ project thing kicked off here.
So
They don't all charge the same.
No, sir. No.
the RFQs are gonna go out, everybody can apply, and then the contracts come back to you all.
And then at that point, we can either choose, negotiate, whatever. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
All
And
right.
we'll just
So
be
let's
sure.
make sure we make the parameters clear. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add that whatever we put out as an RFQ, we ensure that that all of the city's needs or are met, or we'll be requesting that an engineer submit for work that the city will need: water, sewer, drainage, paving, things of that nature.
Okay.
So we'll be as detailed as we can on the RFQ.
And then one more point of clarification. And this is to whoever's going to make the motion, but I'm addressing Doc earlier. So this originally was for a smaller project. You're saying to go ahead and go out for RFQs and include whatever project.
Well,
He's going to need to know that when he
my-
puts out the
my-
RFQ.
My understanding is that we require the services of a PE for things. And that's the engineering services that help the city to address issues that need to be addressed from our perspective.
Okay.
Now, if you've
I thought you were talking about all of them.
If
Okay.
now if you've got an engineer that's helping with a major project, then that's a separate.
Okay.
That's
All
a
right.
separate RFQ.
Yes, sir.
So if
That
you're-
would be
If
separate.
you're building a new water plant, if you're, our well, things like that are project specific, I think are separate
Okay.
issues. This is just, we got a development coming in, we've got,
Street repairs. Or
yeah, we need,
things like that.
costs on street repairs, we need, whatever, up to and including even engineering issues that might come up at the parks with irrigation or
Sure, yeah.
or drainage or or I call it just the ever needed smell test
Mhm.
when people come in and propose things to us, and we need somebody to look at it that's loyal to the city to say, yeah, that's a good deal, or I don't know about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, certainly. Yeah.
All right. All right. Entertain a motion.
Well, all that talking and we ended up without a motion. So I would move that we solicit requests for qualifications for engineering services to include civil, mechanical, wastewater, and any other services that are within the scope of our city operations.
Okay. I have a motion by Dr. Saldana. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Is that clear with everything that we said? That's possible to that? Okay. Any more discussion?
I'm glad we're doing this.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 11, monthly departmental reports. We have after the meeting, yes. I'll meet with you personally. Monthly department reports. Item A, IT, library, planning, city, secretary, and HR. Anybody got anything good? Any questions, Doc?
I always crater under the pressure of performance. I don't.
And the reason, David, is because we already closed it. I would have entertained it during the discussion. I apologize. So while he's looking for that, I do have. Oh, go ahead.
Good. I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a. Did we straighten out the overtime issue? We did. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving on to item 12, executive session, chapter 5. Well, first of all, do we have anything for executive session today? I believe we do
Yes,
have
we do.
legal, right? Okay.
Alvaro, can you stay for executive?
Okay, so item 12, executive session, chapter 551, Texas Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with attorney, section 551.072, deliberation regarding real property, section 551, personnel matters, and section 551.07, economic development. We have items A through D. Do I have a motion to go in executive
Make a
session?
motion.
Motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rolando Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. It is 7:23 p.m. We are in executive session.
I'd like to reconvene our meeting. The time is now
9:26.
26.
9:27.
9:26.
Yes. 9:27. Okay. And that takes us into item number 13. I believe we have an action item in letter D.
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make a motion that we proceed as instructed in executive.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to proceed on item D regarding Project Water District as discussed in executive session. Is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item 14, adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez, seconded by Commissioner Armando Garcia to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. It is now 9:28.